Hi, this is Sandy.
And this is Trina.
Welcome.
We, we're
Ooh,
here.
we're here. I was
We're
going to
here.
say,
Where are we, right?
where? What are we going to talk about today?
Um, something that came up is just the thought of when we find ourselves moving forward.
Okay.
We're moving forward. We're taking the steps one by one. We are in a different place than we were when we first experienced a loss.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but there's some things that could happen along the way, and
Yeah.
so you're on your way. You're doing good. You've had some good experiences. You've had some breakthroughs. You've had some silence. You've spoke. You spoke. You got quiet. You moved. You took steps. But what we had a conversation about was, those times when you are maybe triggered by the past, triggered by the thoughts, and then what could happen, what could happen as a result of those triggers. So, again, Sandy and I, we talk about all kinds of things,
Yeah.
and then so we were talking about the steps forward, the steps backs, and so one of the things that we wanted you to get out of this taping is don't gauge it, don't measure it. You're okay. You're okay if you thought you were really out of the woods for pain, and then all of a sudden you're taking a step back. Like, don't gauge it, don't measure it. There are going to be setbacks. There are going to be pullbacks where you said, "How do I get back here again?"
Yeah.
And it's not just the triggers of holidays, not just the triggers of the rituals that we set up, or birthdays. Not
Right.
just that; those will happen as well. But it could be something as small as I was talking to Sandy about this lady who has the same stature as my mom, and it's so hard to really just engage with her because she reminds me so much of her, and she doesn't look like her. She just has the same features, and it makes me think about what could be or could have been,
Yeah.
right? So it's a trigger for me, but I'm really mindful of it, and so I'm getting to the point where I don't want to run from triggers. I've got to feel them, just let them happen, and if they take me back, then they just do. I know I'm not going all the way back because I've taken some steps forward, and I know how to put my feet back on the ground in those places.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not sure if you wanted to maybe comment on triggers or things that may.
Well, I agree. I think that as long as you are waking up and you are accepting that it's a new day, you're moving forward.
Yeah.
So as long as you're not in denial about time is moving, time is moving forward, whether we
Mm-hmm.
want it to or not.
Mm-hmm.
It cannot, it will not, and it should not stand still for us.
Mm-hmm.
We have to go on. But in those moments where we feel like, okay, I can go on, and then all of a sudden I feel like I can't go on, it is
Mm-hmm.
normal. Don't beat yourself up. Don't criticize those feelings and emotions because it is normal to take one step forward and two steps back
Mm-hmm.
because your next steps might be five steps forward and only one step back.
Mm-hmm.
So you're still moving. And so we just really want to make sure that you know that you're okay if and when that happens
Mm-hmm.
because it's normal. The other thing that we were chatting about and I thought might be helpful to someone is a good reminder of when you're not feeling ready, when you're not feeling ready to take one step, two steps, whatever the steps are, and your cheerleading squad around you is saying, no, come on, it's been enough time. You got to get up, you got to get out. You're going to know when you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a compass that lives within us that
Mm-hmm.
will tell you, I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a true believer of that you are going to be the best person to know when you're ready. And as much as those around us who love us so much and want to see us um,
Mm-hmm.
in this space that they're you know wanting us to participate in, please don't rush yourself. You
Mm-hmm.
have to feel what you're feeling when you're feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big believer that there's no escaping it because if you don't deal with what you need to deal with, at some point in time, it's going to come up.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, when we treat it that way, kind of manage it that way. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's it's manageable. It's when we try to suppress things that
Yeah.
we often find that kind of gets out of hand and it's not so manageable.
Yeah. It'll lead you down certain roads, right? A lot of times I mean, the foundation is grief, but it moves into all kinds of things.
Right.
Depression,
Hmm.
isolation.
Right.
It might even get you anxious. You can, a lot of labels that are from the medical field that they would put on, just different people's behavior, their reaction to life. And it might be just deeply rooted in grief. And that might be where the root starts, this loss,
Right.
this so significant that now I find myself in, depression
Hmm.
and then maybe major depression, right?
Right.
Just bouts of just experiences, high, lows. And so we know that that could happen. That could
Yes.
happen. And like Sandy says, you're going to know when you're ready, maybe not to just go take on the town, but just to make a step, just to keep moving, just to say, this time I'm gonna walk to the library, I'm gonna go to the library, or I'm gonna participate in some function that I
Hmm.
had not done. And you're, again, like Sandy said, you're gonna be ready. Our hope is that if you find yourself in a deep feeling of, I'm gonna call it depression. I don't know what you would be feeling, but if let's just put a label on it for now. That if you find yourself in a space where you can't get up, where you
Right.
cannot participate, where you just
Yeah.
cannot, and I'm not gonna tell you that it's wrong. I'm gonna tell you that we don't want it to be long. It's all right. Feel it, experience it, call it whatever it is that you want to
Hmm.
call it. But at some point, that your goal is to move.
Correct.
And you don't have to move far, you don't have to move long,
Right.
but you must move.
You must move.
And so, and know again that you might be triggered and take that step back.
Right.
Um, but the goal is to take a step forward, or two or five, like Sandy
Right.
said.
And they're all wins. I
Mm-hmm.
remember being able, like I said, from going from just laying in the bed to now being able to take a shower and go downstairs. It's a win.
It's a
To get
win.
in the shower and put on some clothes, it was a win.
Yeah.
It was a small thing to most, but for me, it was big as a boulder.
Mm.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
just how much it meant for me to be able to take that step. So, any step is a step forward.
It's a
All
step.
steps are step forwards as long as you're not staying, like Trina said, in a space, in a place too long
Mm-hmm.
that will take you down a rabbit hole and keep and hold you there. We
Mm-hmm.
don't want that for you.
Mm-hmm. And in those situations where it is a lot, I'd say call for help, right?
Hmm.
Like Sandy said, our loved ones will say, "You're ready. You should be ready." No one can gauge that time. You're gonna know when you're ready. But when you feel stuck,
Right.
when you feel underwater, this
Hmm.
one gentleman once said to me, he said, "You don't understand. I feel like." Let me describe this as, I feel like I'm 6 feet under.
Hmm.
And the thought of that, right, when people are buried 6 feet under, and how low
Yeah.
that is. And I had that visual. He goes, I might be looking up, but I don't want you to look down. You will fall in here with me, right? And I just, it has stuck with me to fall in that 6 feet hole
Hmm.
with someone. And so when you feel like you might be six
Yeah.
feet under, ask for help, call for
Yes.
help. And you can only simply say help, even though you might have to call another person the next time. You might be triggered. Just ask for help. And
Please. Yes.
and and hopefully, you know, you have somebody that will come to help.
Yes.
And if not, there are all kind of resources out here. I suggest you maybe plug into one, plug into a church, plug into some kind of um, athletic association, plug into somewhere where you
Yes.
might be able to say that help.
Yes.
That is something that is okay to do. Ask for that help when you are in those
Or
moments.
find a grief coach, and
Yeah,
that's what we are,
yeah, yeah,
and that's what we're here for. We're
yeah,
part of the resource. We're part of the support, and so and that's what we want to be
yeah.
for you in our community. So That's
Yeah,
great.
I like that too. Like
Hmm.
that is what we're here for. We don't want to lose focus on that. That
Right.
we are available and able to
Yes.
do one-on-one coaching with you. Um, and if you need something, just say put it in the chat, put it in the just online, whatever you need to do. Eventually, you will have immediate access to us.
Right.
And so just let us know when you need help, ask for it. It's a good word, help.
Yes. Help.
Yeah.
Well, friends, we certainly enjoyed speaking with you today. This was a really good, sensitive subject, but a
Yeah.
very powerful one. And as always, I enjoy these conversations. I always gain something when we talk about
Yes.
just being organic and transparent. And we hope that you felt that. And please share this with someone if you think that this could be of help to them. We would really appreciate that. And any comments that you'd like to make, we would love to hear them. And until next time, don't forget to find your lighthouse.
It'll help you find your way out of the dark.
Until next time, take care.
Bye bye.